We knew this day would come someday because, as they say, all good things must come to an end. On February 17th, the Duffer Brothers announced that Season 5 would be the final episode of Stranger Things, the sci-fi series that has maintained global phenom status throughout the unprecedented run on Netflix. It'll be very difficult to say goodbye, but the epic adventures of our favorite Dungeons & Dragons team are not over yet. The Stranger Things Season 4 finale was so anticipated it crashed Netflix. Now that the thrilling and emotional season is over, fans are already wondering where the sci-fi horror phenomenon will go. The season finale continued the dark trend the season had established in Volume 1 and placed the characters in dire and uncertain circumstances. Hopefully, the wait won't be as long as for Season 4, whose productions were halted due to the pandemic. We've seen 11, Will, Mike, Lucas, Dustin, Max, and the rest of the Hawkins gang fight Demogorgons, navigate the mysteries of the Upside Down, fight Russians and Mind Flayers in the Starcourt Mall, and attempt to take down the Alternates, the Last Dimension villain Vecna. Now that Stranger Things 4 Volume 2 is available on Netflix, we are already wondering how many more stories of this series will end in Season 5. And above all, when will it be broadcasted? Will it be split into 2 parts like Season 4? There are so many questions. Considering the scale of the show and how it continues to grow each season, it's safe to assume that Season 5 won't be here for at least a year. This gives fans plenty of time to discuss possible outcomes for their favorite characters. The Stranger Things subreddit has some theories that sound pretty plausible and some that are bizarre, but they're still fun to consider. In today's video, we're going to tell you about some shocking fan theories of Stranger Things Season 5. But before that, if you're new to this channel, please hit the subscribe button for more entertaining videos and press the bell icon to get the latest video updates every time we drop something new. Max is still with Vecna. A question on everyone's mind is whether Max Mayfield will come out of his coma. She was originally thought to have died due to her severe injuries, with some fans claiming she may not make a full recovery. Others argue that there will be no point in keeping her alive if she had no purpose. With her body currently in a coma and severely injured, her future is very unclear. The state of Max's mind and soul are unknown. Fans believe that 11 is going to have to go into Henry's mind to get Max's soul back. Kali's inevitable return. Kali is one of the few children to have a backstory before Season 4. Dubbed 008, Kali and 11 have appeared in flashbacks together a few times. Kali was the other girl present when 11's mother managed to enter Hawkins' lab in hopes of finding her daughter. Season 2 featured a brief glimpse of 20-year-old Kali when 11 runs away from home. Kali has the ability to make anyone see anything and has dedicated her life to punishing people she thinks are evil. In the end, 11 decided to leave her vengeful lifestyle behind in favor of her friends. But fans want to see Kali again in Season 5. Many agree that 11 will go closer of her seeking help. Dustin could be developing a darker outlook on life. Played by a talented young actor who understands the balance between seriousness and comedy, Gaten Matarazzo's Dustin is loved by the fandom. Whereas Dustin went through a number of traumatic events at this point in his life, his fans think Season 4 will leave a lasting impression on him. Witnessing Eddie's death firsthand is sure to stick with Dustin, and some fans have suggested he might become more cynical because of it. Dustin is no stranger to death, but until Eddie died trying to protect him, he hasn't lost someone so influential in his life. If Eddie doesn't have a lasting impact on Dustin, it will be shocking. Jancy-Stancy love triangle. Stranger Things romances have always taken precedence over apocalyptic threats, but unfortunately they remain an important emotional connection for the characters. Nancy's relationship with Jonathan and Steve has had its ups and downs throughout the series, and fans believe their triangle will finally come to an end in the final season. Since Jonathan never tells Nancy the truth about his intentions not to go to the same college as her, fans believe that Jonathan's dishonesty will separate him from Nancy, but it will be a respectful, unmotivated breakup, not an anger-driven one. Although many fans are predicting that all three won't make it out of the show alive, some have ideas for Steve and Nancy's future, and Nancy will end up working alongside the government in some way. Will's connection to Vecna. Stranger Things has previously hinted that Will's connection to the Mind Flayer is still holding him back. However, ever since the Duffer Brothers confirmed that Will be an integral part of the final season, the details of that connection have sparked discussion. Will has had a connection to the Mind Flayer ever since he escaped from the Upside Down. You can feel their presence and even get a sense of their intentions. The mental connection might go both ways, which is why fans speculate that Vecna may be intent on using Will's body to enter our world forever. Since Vecna cast the Mind Flayer in his image, that likely means Will is directly connected to Vecna. Fans think Will could be a tool to help Eleven get closer to Vecna again, like she did with Max. Some fans think will eventually join Vecna. Last big, fierce monster. Each season has had a big bad in the form of a monster they name a Dungeons & Dragons villain. To better understand what they are up against, children make connections between certain monsters and the Upside Down monsters. Fans are predicting the biggest and the worst for the final season. Due to the merger of Hawkins and Upside Down, fans are predicting that Hawkins will not only be up against a major monster and henchman, but a veritable army of monsters. Comparing the Upside Down's flood to the monsters of the Mist, some are convinced Season 5 will go deeper than ever with the hideous creatures lurking in the alternate dimension. These creatures should be bigger, scarier, and more versatile than the Demogorgon or Demobats. Fans expect to be blown away by the monsters the Duffer Brothers can imagine. Will Eddie make a comeback? When the stakes are high, like in Stranger Things, not everyone will survive. But this same idea has repeated itself over the past 3 seasons. First it was Bob, then Alexei, and now Eddie. Stranger Things producer Sean Levy told the tabloid how Eddie could contribute to Stranger Things 5 with his impending return. It's obvious that fans were obsessed with Eddie, as were the writers, as he was heavily involved in creating the character. But Sean feels he understands the concerns of the world and is willing to think about it. But the chances of Eddie returning to the story are nearly impossible. But Joseph revealed in a recent interview that a cameo isn't entirely out of the question. Now fans are hoping for a positive response from the characters. Henry Krill is Eleven's biological father. The Duffer Brothers have already given a name to Eleven's biological father, Andrew Rich, but not much else is known about him. It could be that his paternity never comes into play, or that it is reconfigured. This reveal would give Eleven and Vecna a Luke Skywalker-Darth Vader dynamic that could be interesting. Some fans have also detailed the possibility, doing some quick math, if Henry Krill was 11 in 1959, that means he was around 31 years old during his showdown with Eleven at Hawkins' lab, when she blasted him into the Upside Down. 11 was 9 when this happened, so it's totally plausible from a sheer timeline standpoint that Henry Krill could be Eleven's biological father. Vecna will get revenge on Nancy. Nancy Wheeler proved to be a powerhouse throughout Season 4, unafraid to take the lead and eager to put herself in the line of fire. Nancy took on Vecna early on. Perhaps his resilience and determination to stop him upon discovering his plans is what led him to infiltrate his mind. During an attempted escape from the Upside Down through the portal, Vecna tormented Nancy with a vision of her dead family. Some fans have argued that due to Nancy's constant interference, Vecna can target people Nancy likes to get revenge on her. It can end with the death of one or all of the Wheelers. The Duffer Brothers may be lying about a time jump. The Duffer Brothers suggested a time jump between Seasons 4 and 5. Fans believe the jump could be a few years to bring the characters' ages closer to the actors' ages. Some fans suggest that this could be a ruse by the writers to dismiss fan theories. It's not too hard to imagine, especially since the cliffhanger at the end of Season 4 sees Upside Down merging with Hawkins. It could be impossible for the writers to get away with a big time jump when the situation is so bad right now. That's it for today. What are your expectations from Season 5? Let us know in the comments below. Click the like button if you enjoyed the video and share it with your friends, and don't forget to subscribe.